The Rocket was the most advanced steam engine of its day. It was built for the Rainhill Trials, held by the Liverpool and Manchester Railways in 1829 to choose the best design. It set the standard for 150 years of steam locomotive power. Though the Rocket was not the first steam locomotive to exist, the Rocket's claim to fame is that it was the first steam locomotive to bring together several innovations to produce the most advanced locomotive of its day, and the template for the most steam locomotives since.
Rocket used a multi-tubular boiler which made for more efficient and effective heat transfers between the exhaust gases and the water. Previous locomotive boilers consisted of a single pipe surrounded by water. Rocket had 25 copper tubes running the length of the boiler to carry hot exhaust gases from the firebox. This was a significant development as it greatly increased the amount of steam produced, and subsequent designs used an increased number of boiler tubes. Rocket also used a blast pipe feeding the exhaust steam from the cylinders into the base of the chimney so as to introduce a partial vacuum and pull the air through the fire. Credit for the invention of the blast pipe is disputed between Sir Goldsworth Gurney and Timothy Hackworth. The blast pipe worked well on the multi-tube boiler of Rocket, but on earlier designs with single pipe through the boiler it created so much suction that it tended to rip off the top of the fire and throw burning cinder out of the chimney, vastly increasing fuel consumption.
The Rocket had two cylinders, set at 35 degrees from the horizontal, with the pistons driving a pair of 4 feet 8 inch diameter wheels. Most previous designs had the cylinders positioned vertically, which gave the engines an uneven swaying motion as they progressed along the track. The Rocket was modified so the cylinders were set horizontally, a layout used on nearly all designs that followed. The second pair of wheels were 2 feet 6 inches in diameter and were uncoupled from the driving wheels, giving it a 0-2-2 wheel arrangement. The firebox was separate from the boiler and was double thickness, being surrounded with water. Copper pipes led the heated water into the boiler.
There have been differences in opinion on who should be given credit for designing Rocket. George Stephenson had designed several locomotives before, but none as advanced as Rocket. At the time that Rocket was being designed and built for Forth Banks Works, he was living in Liverpool overseeing the building of Liverpool and Manchester Railway. His son Robert had recently returned from stint working in South Africa and resumed as managing director of Robert Stephenson and Company. He was in daily charge of designing and constructing the new locomotive. Although he was in frequent contact with his father in Liverpool and probably received advice from him, it is difficult not to give the majority of the credit for the design to Robert. The third person who deserves a significant amount of credit is Henry Booth, the treasurer of the Liverpool and Manchester Railway. He is believed to have suggested to Robert Stephenson that a multi-tubular boiler should be used.